In May of 2026, an animated feature film arrived at Cannes. It cost $30 million and took 9 months. The films it competed against took 3 years and $100 million. Somehow, nobody could agree if this was progress. To understand why Hollywood is terrified, start with what movies actually cost. Oppenheimer burned $100 million before any advertising. Television is no cheaper. A single episode of Stranger Things averages $30 million for roughly 1 hour of finished screen time. The money goes to physical things: crews, sets, locations, costumes, insurance, travel. It stays expensive all the way down. A standard independent film runs $250,000 to $2 million before anyone sees it. Even a micro-budget production needs $10,000 to $50,000 just to begin shooting. A borrowed camera weekend still costs hundreds. And the schedule is brutal. A simple 2-minute commercial video takes 3 to 6 weeks from concept to final delivery. Pre-production alone eats 1 to 2 weeks. A shoot day runs 8 to 12 hours. Editing takes another week, minimum. The most dangerous line item is failure. Reshoots can consume 30 to 50% of an entire budget when scenes go wrong. For a century, this was the price of admission. Then, quietly, the price collapsed. Not by percentages, by orders of magnitude. Here is the number that changed everything. A 3-minute AI short film now costs between $75 and $175. That covers video generation, image models, synthetic voices, and machine-composed music. The same runtime shot traditionally costs minimum. Speed collapsed with it. An experienced AI filmmaker finishes that short in 2 to 5 days, spending 20 to 40 active hours. No permits, no crew, no weather delays. A revision that once meant a reshoot now means adjusting one sentence and waiting minutes. Which answers the Cannes mystery. Critters, backed by OpenAI, compressed a 3-year animation pipeline into 9 months by generating instead of building. Human writers from Paddington in Peru wrote the script. Human actors voiced the creatures. The machines drew, rendered, and never slept. A Los Angeles newspaper asked whether this was AI's Toy Story moment, the point where a curiosity becomes an industry. The money already believes. The AI video generation market hit $788 million last year, growing 20% annually. Goldman Sachs put numbers on it this January. AI tools could cut independent film production costs 30 to 50% within 5 years. Runway's chief executive went further. Take $100 million, he said, and spend it on 50 movies instead of 1. His company is now worth over $5 billion, and its tools run inside major studios. Which raises the obvious question. One studio didn't just license the tools, it bet its entire library on them. And the bet did not go as planned. September 2024. Lionsgate, home of John Wick and The Hunger Games, becomes the first studio to partner with an AI research company. The deal let Runway train a custom model on Lionsgate's library, roughly 20,000 titles. The industry's response was heated criticism. Critics said Hollywood was handing its future to computers. Lionsgate kept going. It hired the industry's first ever chief AI officer. Its vice chairman promised the technology would save tens and tens of millions of dollars a year in production costs. But here is what the press releases skipped. Reports say the flagship model underperformed expectations. Nothing from that deal has publicly shipped. It became a cautionary tale about boarding the hype train early. And yet, this year Lionsgate bought equity in Runway anyway. Doubling down, not retreating. Its chief executive says AI tools now reach more than 80% of the entire company's workforce. The rest of Hollywood moved in the shadows. Disney committed a reported $1 billion to OpenAI's Sora, planning AI content for streaming. Then Sora abruptly shut down, and the billion-dollar deal collapsed with it. The future, it turns out, has terrible timing. Netflix bought a filmmaking technology company co-founded by Ben Affleck and admitted using generative AI in final footage for the first time. The series was The Eternaut, an Argentinian science fiction drama. Meanwhile, actress Natasha Lyonne announced an AI-assisted animated film and was buried in criticism. The tools were officially inside the house, but the argument over them was just beginning. Then the fear found a face. Rewind to 2023. Hollywood's actors walked out for the first time in 15 years, and AI guardrails were a central demand. They feared being scanned, copied, and replaced. 2 years later, that abstract fear acquired a name and a face: Tilly Norwood. Norwood is an actress who does not exist, generated by a company called Particle 6, unveiled in 2025 as a demonstration. This July, she was cast to lead a feature film called Misaligned, a comedy about an artificial being who develops human desires. A synthetic performer, headlining a movie about being synthetic. Hollywood could not decide whether this was satire or a threat. Emily Blunt called her creation terrifying. The Actors Union was blunter, not an actor, just a program trained on stolen performances. Her creator pushed back. Animation, puppetry, and digital effects all opened new possibilities without ending live acting. Why should this differ? The union's answer is now on the negotiating table, and it includes something almost poetic: a tax named after her. The proposed Tilly tax would charge a royalty every time an AI performer appears, making synthetic casting carry a real cost. Lawmakers move too. New York now requires advertisers to disclose AI performers. California voids contracts that clone actors without proper representation. The battle lines look clean from a distance: humans versus machines, art versus economics. Up close, the reality refuses to cooperate. Because while the industry argued about what counts as a movie, the people who hand out Oscars had already quietly answered. In April of 2025, the Academy quietly clarified its rules. Films made using generative AI are eligible for Oscar consideration. 4 AI-assisted films qualified for the 2026 ceremony. One made by a former DreamWorks animator using Runway and Google VO. And the films winning respect are not machine-only. An Indian feature called Chaya paired a national award-winning director with AI production engineers. Human direction, human sound design, human editing, machine rendering. The formula isn't replacement. It's a redistribution of who does what. The division of labor is becoming visible. Machines excel at atmosphere, landscapes, weather, establishing shots. Machines still stumble at the center of the frame, keeping characters consistent between shots and delivering a believable human performance. Traditional filmmaking still owns the thing machines cannot fake: living performance. But AI now owns the rest of the ledger: impossible speed, vanishing costs, and infinite retakes that exhaust no one. So the smartest productions stop choosing sides. They plan like traditional filmmakers, generate like machines, and edit like humans again. History suggests how this ends. Sound was going to kill cinema. Color was a gimmick. Television was an executioner. Streaming, a thief. Movies absorbed every single one of those invaders and grew larger each time. The real contest was never traditional versus artificial. It is expensive versus cheap. And in Hollywood, cheap has never lost for long. The 9-month movie exists. Whether audiences will love it is another story. Next time, did Critters actually work?